Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Here's a story about some doctors and nurses who need to be educated about the lockdowns. They think that the cure is worse than the disease, that the lockdowns are actually causing more harm. And, their own regulators are saying, shut up, they explain. Remember when that was a thing for the left? Evil Stephen Harper telling scientists to be quiet. He's gagging them. I'll read a bit. As a BC doctor and registered nurse gets set to speak at a Vancouver Freedom Rally, they put that in quotes because they don't believe it's a freedom rally, this weekend, their regulatory colleges say health professionals have a duty not to encourage people to violate public health advice on COVID-19. They're being threatened. And the CBC, which ran dozens of "Harper is gagging us" stories 10 years ago, they couldn't be happier about the censorship now. They actually link to this statement by a federal consortium of provincial medical regulators, the Physicians and Public Statements. This is their policy on it. Physicians hold a unique position of trust with the public. They must not make comments or provide advice that encourage the public to act contrary to public health orders and recommendations. Physicians must be guided by the laws, code of ethics, and professional conduct or regulatory standards when offering these opinions. But actually, that's not quite true, is it? Physicians work for patients, not for politicians. A public health order is not a medical diagnosis. The phrase doctor's orders, that's not actually an order, right? It's advice. No more cheesecake for you. Cut back on the drinking. Doctor's orders, but it's really doctor's advice, right? Only a politician can make an order, and those public health orders are not medical diagnoses or prescriptions, are they? A public health order is not a medical order. It's just a political expression. This is the conscripting of doctors to make them repeat what the politicians have to say. That's obviously illegal and unconstitutional and against their own freedom of conscience, but the CBC couldn't be happier with this. I mean, this is the result of a public health order. Apology sought after a woman kicked out of a New Brunswick hospital for holding husband's hand. I had to make sure the apology sought was not the nursing home demanding that the couple apologize to them. That's how that Alberta pastor case was framed, wasn't it? Hey guys, don't hate all pastors. It's just this guy. I'll read it. A Riverview, New Brunswick woman wants an apology after her mother was escorted out of a hospital by security for holding her father's hand. Kim Cravatin says her father, Kendall Terrace, has Alzheimer's and is living at the Moncton Hospital waiting for a nursing home bed. She says the 82-year-old speaks very little and communicates best by touch, but COVID-19 restrictions at the hospital prohibit contact between patients and visitors. Cravatin says the incident occurred a few days after Christmas, adding there was no need for security guards to escort her mother out of the building for touching the elderly man. Yeah, they deserved it. Follow those public health orders. Hey, doctors, how dare you contradict this public health order? You know, I've talked about some substantive problems here, some police problems, some laws and rules, but mainly the story here is how we have been turned against each other, how politeness and courtesy and friendship and harmony and community and norms have all been destroyed, not by the virus, but by the politicians and their lockdowns. The virus is gone, as good as gone. It'll never be completely gone. The flu virus comes back every year, kills thousands, but that's life. But the tyranny for which the virus provided the excuse, I regret that will be with us for quite a while, and it will be quite a lot deadlier, and those who survive it will be miserable still. That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.